So I came up recently in the comments of another video that I made recently. Have I ever considered using social media to ask for a kidney transplant? And the answer is yes. Yes, I have done that. And it went disastrously wrong. So I created some flyers, had those flyers printed out, and I would post those flyers. So I commute between three different cities. So I commute between Fairfield, Vacaville, and Sacramento. So regularly I travel between these three cities for various reasons. It's usually dialysis stuff. And each city that I would go to, I would put up like flyers all over the place. Anywhere I was, I'll put flyers up. Right? And like workers of the city would either tell me I couldn't put flyers down or they would take my flyers down, even though I know the laws of where I can and cannot put flyers. And I put the flyers up, they get taken down. I would put the flyers all over my car. I had shirts made that I would wear, and all of that amounted to nothing. This is the first time. I would get a lot of Nigerian princes and guys from the Philippines and India sliding into my DMs talking about, hey, if you give me $3,000, I give you kidney. You know, I get a lot of that stuff, and it was just the first time that I posted that I needed a kidney. It was just, I got like nearly 15 people. Same thing. Give me money for kidney. Give me money for kidney. Give me money for kidney. All from these third world countries. Like I said, I had shirts made. I wear them in like public. Not even so much as a peep from anybody. I got zero response. I used my social media, my Facebook, my Instagram. I did exactly what they suggested that I do on like UC Davis website or transplant centers websites and all that stuff of like, well, you got to write something up about yourself and make it nice and put, you know, your age, your height, weight, blood type, date of birth, all that stuff, who you can contact if somebody wants to volunteer to give you a kidney, and just nothing. Absolutely nothing. This was the first time. So then I took a break from all of that. And I'm like, okay, so if I'm going to do this again, like, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Like, my sphere of influence is not that big. I have to sort of increase, like, my range. So I started thinking to myself, you know what? I'll ask people that I know. Like, hey, can they spread the word, you know, about me needing a transplant? I thought that was a great idea. You know, and I'm not just referring to people that like know me on socials. I'm talking about people, individuals who either I've worked with, you know, directly with them side by side, or they know me in real life. Like they know me in real life. Like I know them in real life. We've hung out. We've shared a meal. You know, we've had some laughs. We've actually gone and done activities together. Or at least, you know, we've shared like stories and pleasantries with each other. Like maybe I can get help from them. And then I started realizing real quick that like these people that know me in real life don't care. And at any time that I would post something about this, right, and I would ask these people, I would always say, I am not asking you for a kidney. Now I'm going to let that hang in the air, and then I'm going to say that again. I am not asking you, the person that I know, I am not asking you for a kidney. I am asking you to take this thing that I created, this thing that I wrote for myself, and post and take it from my social media and post it on yours. I am not asking you to do any legwork for me. I am not asking you to advocate for me. I am not asking you to do anything that involves you communicating with anybody. All I'm asking you to do is just put this from here and then put it on here. It takes less than 5 seconds to do that. And you would be surprised how quiet people got. Now, I will say this. There was one person. Now, there was two people. There was somebody that I know on social media. His name is Greg on Instagram. He posted something about it. And a buddy of mine named Katie, she posted about it. Now, these two individuals did not have to do that, but they did anyway. And I am deeply appreciative of that, because when they did that, you don't know who may have seen that, at what time they saw it, and then boom, just like that, I got a kidney. Right? But other people just didn't even bother. I mean, it ain't my problem, man. That's his problem. That's his journey, you know? That's his cross to bear. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm assuming is their mentality. Man, I ain't giving him nothing, man. I got a family. I got kids. I got this, man. I can give him no kidney, man, even though a human being can live a perfectly normal life with just one kidney. But again, I wasn't asking them for a transplant. I wasn't asking them for a kidney. I was asking them to help me spread the word that I needed one. And I don't think that was an unreasonable thing to ask for. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't have even needed to ask me. I would have just done it, or the door was always open for them to ask me to do that for them. And I would have done it, no problem. It would not have been an issue. I mean, heck, it could be a thing where it's like, well, I don't want like people, my family members or people that know me to know that I associate with this black guy. I don't want this black guy on my socials because I don't want them, I don't want people to know that I associate with the blacks. I don't know. That's a possibility. Another possibility is, like, man, I don't want to leave myself open because, what if he asks me and I don't want to be put in a position to have to tell him no. And here's the thing about that. I've already anticipated that. That's why I don't ask people that I know for a transplant. Because if they tell me no, I'll never look at them the same way again. So I don't even want to put those people in that position, right? But if there's somebody else out there that is more altruistic than the people that know me directly, then that benefits me, right? That would help me out tremendously. But I didn't get that. So as a result of that, it became very discouraging. So I just stopped asking. So I'm not going to beg anybody for anything. Like, yes, I'll ask for help. But I'm not going to beg anybody to help me, even after they've already established that that was not something they were interested in doing. I'm not going to keep going to that well over and over again, because then I'm going to be left discouraged, unsatisfied, and then I'm going to look at them differently as to, well, I don't understand why they don't want to help me. I thought we were cool. I'm not asking them for a kidney. I made that very clear. So I'm not understanding like what it is. Like, why is it that they just don't care? Like, I care about them. I would do this for them. I would write up something nice. I would create something to spread the word for them on my socials. But like, why couldn't they do that for me? And over time, you just stop asking questions. You stop asking why, and you just start taking it for what it is, and you start putting, more distance between you and them, and like, they don't notice because they never cared in the first place. So whether you're around or not is irrelevant to them. If you were talking to them every day or every other day, and then you just, and then you just disappear, well, and they don't inquire as to why. Well, they never cared in the first place, so I just stopped asking. I just stopped bringing it up, right? Because they don't really want me to, because they don't want to make themselves available for me in that way. I know there are going to be some people out there who are going to be like, man, that ain't they problem. That ain't their responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's you. That's your problem. That's your cross to bear, bro. Shut up. Okay? Like, if they're your friends, the way they claim they're your friends, if they claim they're your ride or die, or if they claim to like you, they should be the first ones there to support you. Hey man, listen, I know you're going through this tough time. I know you're suffering a lot. I know you need this thing. What can I do to help? How can I help you? Or even better, if you don't want to leave the door completely open, hey, listen, I will help you in any way that I can. If it is within my ability to do this for you, I will try. There you go. That's all it has to be. So I had one friend that said they were going to help me by reposting something that, reposting that, hey, I need a kidney. They said they were going to do it. And typically when somebody reposts something that you've asked them to repost that you made, typically they tag you in it. So this person said they were going to do it, and then they didn't do it. They just didn't do it. They just flat out didn't do it. And like I felt like they didn't do it. Like I felt like they didn't spread the word of the big ask, which is like the buzz term that they use to just like propaganda uses to describe this. So like I felt deep inside that they didn't do it, and I didn't want to hound them about it or ask them about it. But I'm like, okay, so this is what this person is about, right? So they're about saying one thing and then doing another thing, and like they've always kind of been like that, this person. And I thought that maybe just over the years they maybe had grown out of it, and matured a little bit, and was like, a different person, and they were talking different, and they had me under the impression that they were mature, and they weren't. It was another thing of, I have all this love in myself, but not for you. I got all this love for this person and this person and that person and all these new people that I just met 5 minutes ago, but I've known you for years, but I don't got enough love for you. So then I had to take them from the friend category and put them into the acquaintance category. So my friend category pretty much is non-existent. I have people that I know, I have people that know me, I have people that I even hang out with, right? But if I'm down and out in the gutter, which I have been on various occasions during this, are they gonna be the people to even encourage me? Just the bare minimum of hey man, you know what? I know you're going through a hard time, but I just want you to know that I'm rooting for you. I just want to see you succeed or do your best. A lot of these people, some of them, should I say, rather not a lot, some of them, can't even get that from them. I got a guy that I hang out with, I regularly go to conventions with, right? And this dude literally asked me nothing. Hey man, how you doing? Hey man, how how's the treatments going? Hey, listen, if you want me to help you spread the word, this dude does none of that. He only hits me up when it's time for us to hang out and go to conventions, right? And I'm fine with that because I don't like going to conventions, anime conventions, toy conventions, stuff like that. I don't really like doing that stuff by myself. So it's we're activity partners more than anything else. It's mutually benefiting both of us, right? But if this was a one-way street, I wouldn't associate with this person. So when I say that when you get sick, you find out who your real friends are, that's real. This is a perfect example of what I'm referring to. People try to get on here and say that social media is not real. I'm real. I'm a real person on the other side of this camera talking to you. My kidney disease is real. The dialysis that I'm going through is real. All the pain I've suffered, the surgeries, the scars, all that stuff is real. That's real stuff. This is not social media stuff. Anytime I was sitting in one of those hospital beds because of something, and I posted about it and put it on socials. Those hospital beds I was sitting in wearing a fabrication, those real beds. Those are real IVs. I was in real pain. That was real sickness. And if I don't do dialysis when I'm supposed to, I will really die. And that's real. And I don't know if anybody's gonna agree with me, but I think that we live in a world where it is encouraged, and it's becoming increasingly like more and more apparent that you need to be selfish, right? But if the people around you in your circle, right, claim that they care about you, they don't have any obligation to help you, right? Nobody has any obligation to do anything for you. But if they care about you, they will.